Hey y'all, welcome back to Bourbon on the Brain. Just wanted to have a little conversation with y'all today. So I've gotten a couple of messages about where I get my bourbon from, and more specifically, how I acquire it. So I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about that. So everything that I have, I've paid for. I'm not sponsored or affiliated with any of the distilleries out there. Um, Maybe one day I'll be lucky enough to. But as of right now, everything that I have, I've paid for and I review because I enjoy it. And that's really important because the reviews that I'm doing, they humble me a little bit. I have to go out, I have to pay for everything, and I do those reviews based off of the money that I've spent and the value of each bourbon based off of how much I've paid in order to drink it. And for me, that is what's most important. For me, what's most important is communicating to you the value of something that you have. Because it doesn't matter if I get it for free. What matters is how you can acquire it. And if you're going to pay $75 for a bourbon, you want to know if it's worth $75 in order to drink it. And I find that incredibly useful and incredibly valuable information because you're not going to walk into your local liquor store and they're not going to give you a bottle for free. And you're not going to go down to a distillery and pick up a bottle for free. And so to me, that's why this is so valuable, because a lot of the review websites out there, a lot of the review blogs, they either get sent bottles for free and review their information based off of the MSRP of the bottle, or the review it based off of how they acquired it. And so while their reviews are all very good and all have a lot of very useful information on them and stuff that I've learned myself from them, sometimes I think the approach can be a little bit jaded because they're not out there spending that money in order to acquire those bottles as often. That's not to say that they don't all buy bottles. Of course they do. Everybody has to start from somewhere. But I think the important thing that I have is that every bottle that I have, I review based off of the money that I've spent, or in the case of some of the gifts that I've gotten from friends and family, the value of the money that they have spent on the bottle. Because at the end of the day, every bottle is worth something, and it's worth what you've put into it. And the other thing that I commonly get asked is, well, if you have collector's bottles, which I do have a couple that I'm very proud of, why do you drink them? And the answer is, for me, it's not about the collection. I would rather have an empty bottle with a story behind it than I would a full bottle that just sits on the shelf. And my dad likes to collect wine, and he has a slightly different approach to that. He likes to collect the bottles and sometimes not drink them. We have a full port refrigerator outside that proves my points. But for me, I have a little bit of a different approach to that. I prefer to have memories with each bottle and see an empty bottle full of memories and a full bottle with no memories. And I hold that true with every single bottle that I have. And even the bottles that are worth much, much more unopened. To me, the money spent is trivial compared to the memories that I can have. And a really good example of that is, now I wouldn't exactly call this a collector's bottle, but the gold edition Blanton's that I just got from my dad. And I could sit that on a shelf, let it build a little bit of value, because it's an older release bottle that you can only get at auction sites now. But to me, it wasn't worth it. The value was in the giving of the gift and then sharing that drink together for his birthday. And those are memories that I'll never be able to take away from the two of us. And I think that's important to have a little bit of a foot in both sides, because if you don't and you stay true to the old style of bourbon collecting, which is buy, store, store it on a shelf someplace, then you lose sight of some of the history, and you lose sight of some of the innate value that bourbon was supposed to have in the old times, which was sharing a drink together after a long, hard day. I mean, originally bourbon was a blue collar drink. It was what blue collar workers drank after a long day and would sit at a bar and laugh and kind of, forget about the manual labor or the blue collar job that they just ran away from for 10, 12 hours. And to me, that's really what it's all about, is sharing those memories. And so the combination of those two things, the combination of the value that I have for each of my bottles and the memories that I share in drinking it, I think allow me to have a little bit of a different approach to these reviews. And everybody has their own style in reviews, and no review style is wrong. And I just want to put that out there. But for me, I think I have a very unique approach that humbles me, and I hope brings a little bit of recognition and a little bit of a different perspective for all of y'all. So that's it for me. As always, enjoy, and please drink safely. And I hope you learned a little bit of something about me and about bourbon today. Goodbye for now.